This is a presentation on the evidence sandwich, and it's designed to help explain how to write effective body paragraphs for your essays. And to do that, I call it the evidence sandwich. When we want to construct effective body paragraphs, we already know that we need a strong topic sentence in front of every paragraph to lead off every body paragraph. And the topic sentence has to establish the purpose of the paragraph and the paragraph's relationship to the thesis statement. And we've discussed this, or I've discussed this in a prior presentation. The 5 paragraph essay model comes to mind that I cover, thesis statements and topic sentences. But sometimes we need a little more guidance to know what do we do after we've written the topic sentence. Well, you have to include evidence. And to do that, what you need for a good body paragraph, you have to have specific evidence or examples to support the claim being made in the topic sentence. Without the specifics, you don't really have strong evidence to support yourself to establish what you have to say. A lot of people will use general examples or just make general statements that don't really connect anything specifically. But always remember, with formal essays, the more specific you can be, the better off you're gonna be with that information with the paragraph. So always try to offer some evidence or support and make it as specific as possible in order to contribute it to establish your or establish or support your topic sentence. Now, a lot of people, after they've written this, they'll give your topic sentence, they'll give the evidence that they have, and then they stop. But that's not where you should really stop when you're writing paragraphs. If you want to have an effective body paragraph, you need to have this last component. And that's in order to be completely effective, the paragraph should conclude with a statement that analyzes how and or why the information provided within the paragraph supports the thesis statement. And that sort of gives completion and closure to that paragraph so that you can move on to the next item, to the next topic sentence. I always use the example or say that the evidence that you offer, the specific evidence, supports the topic sentence, which supports that part of the paragraph. But then you need another statement after that to show how all of this information goes back to support your thesis statement, the overall idea that you're trying to present for your essay. If you want to do this and be effective, the best way to do that is what I call the evidence sandwich. And I think I've seen this. It's not a term I created or coined. It's one that I've picked up on through, in the past. But the evidence sandwich is an idea that you want to sandwich all of your supporting information in between your topic sentence and final analysis. And if you arrange your paragraph this way, you'll always be creating a solid, effective paragraph. And the basic format for constructing the evidence sandwich is 3 simple steps. The first step, you compose that topic sentence. And if necessary, you may need additional sentences to clarify the direction of the topic sentence. But once you've written that, you have completed that first component, the topic sentence, and anything that you need to clarify what the topic sentence might say. Step 2, you introduce and present your evidence. And this is where all the specific information comes in. Okay? And then step 3, you offer analysis to explain how and or why the evidence supports your topic sentence and overall claim. And if you look at it, it sort of looks like a sandwich in itself, because you have your topic sentence and analytical statement sandwiching the evidence that you want to use. So that's why I call it the evidence sandwich. And if you try to design your paragraphs this way, you can almost never go wrong with it. That way you always have your evidence in the middle, and it shows that the supporting details come in the middle of the paragraph so that your topic sentence and analytical statement come around it. And that will also help you when you work on transitioning from paragraph to paragraph. Here's an example of how the evidence sandwich works within a body paragraph. And this is just a general paragraph. No matter what time of year, a person will always find something to do in New York City. In spring and summer, numerous sporting events take place in the city, including the Mets and Yankees baseball games and the U.S. Open tennis tournament. Brisk autumn evenings are best for strolling through the streets and taking in a show on Broadway, and ice skating at Rockefeller Center is quite popular during the cold winter time. A tourist will easily find good sources of entertainment whenever he or she chooses to visit. So if we look at this, and I've placed in red all of the evidence for the paragraph, you see that we have our topic sentence. No matter what time of year, a person will always find something to do in New York City. But then the supporting evidence gives specific examples of what someone could do in each of the seasons. Spring and summer, they can attend sporting events and the Mets and Yankees game is listed, the U.S. Open. Um, Brisk autumn evenings are best for strolling through the streets and taking in a Broadway show. So you've got something for autumn, you've got a specific example for winter. So all of the seasons are covered, and then you can move into your concluding idea, which sort of sums up how and why all this information is important, because it's basically to show that this is the evidence I had to show that a tourist will find good sources of entertainment no matter what time of year the tourist decides to visit. So it's pretty cut and dry in how it's delivered. So if you try to arrange your paragraphs in this similar fashion, you'll always have your evidence sandwiched in the middle, and it should always be specific and to the point, and then it will help you construct the analytical statement that you need afterwards to sum everything up. Remember that all body paragraphs should have a strong topic sentence with supporting evidence and a concluding analytical statement that's going to relate back to the thesis statement. And also remember to sandwich your supporting evidence in between that topic sentence and the analytical statement to improve your effectiveness. If you do this, you'll have strong body paragraphs, and every paragraph will have some strength to it and give overall effectiveness to your essay as a whole. So I hope this helps.